My name is Ngai. I am the CTO and co-founder of Ops30.
Okay, nice.
I think it's for me, since we're a monitoring company, it's not something that you would typically think as a, when people think about data and data applications, they think data scientists, big data processing information, and the management aspects of it, people don't immediately think, right? And it's really interesting to see at the talk I gave that the engagement and the number of people who actually care about this stuff, even if you're a data scientist, because typically data scientists, they don't touch operations as much, but they care about data. So if something in the infrastructure or in the management system is affecting your data and affecting your results, you care about it. And so it's really nice to see that people recognize the problem of kind of just not just the data, but actually the infrastructure supporting that data. So that's good validation for us. I think it's just kind of the next logical progression of what you can do with technology. I mean, prior to this, it's going to the cloud architecture, scalability, performance, and whatnot. But I think more and more people recognize that the next set of values comes from data. From fraud detection to personalization to search. All of these are data centric, and businesses, you can go into business just optimizing for that. So there are businesses out there that helps you basically, for example, manage how frequently you talk to customers or whether customers will churn. And that by itself is completely data centric, but that drives huge business value for customers. So I think more and more people are recognizing this. The ecosystem and the technology is available to actually to allow people to actually put stuff together to take advantage of this. Whereas say 10 years ago, you had to build everything in-house and you would have to have an army of people. Today, a small team of 5 engineers can put something together to solve a problem using data. So I think the time has come for everything to come together and for us to take it. I think 2 things. Number one, organize your data. And so the talk was about monitoring and how do you monitor data applications. And I think the number one note that I would reinforce is organize your data. Organize your data by concerns. If you have a data pipeline, you care about throughput, you care about error, you care about latency, regardless of your business concerns. So you want to be able to take a look at those metrics together. Put all your data in one place so that you can actually cross-correlate. These things are by their very nature distributed. So if you have 5 different tools for 5 different pieces of your pipeline, it's impossible to monitor. So get everything in one place, organize your data is number one. Number 2, you don't have to do it alone. There are companies like us that make the problem a lot easier. So you can actually solve your data problems and rely on somebody else to help you with your monitoring needs. I think probably the biggest key point is to actually solve problems. It's going to sound trite, but I mean there are Coursera courses and online courses that helps you get started on machine learning and analytics and whatnot. But I think the most important thing, as it's true with anything, is to basically actually try to solve a problem. Get a data set, figure out something you want to solve. Try to predict, for example. What's a good example? So, for example, Netflix has this paper out on how they do cross-validation, how they take a set of users and they take a set of movies and predict which users will like what movie. And they give you that data set. Try to solve that problem, right? And just go through the process. And then, once you get used to that, actually try to identify a problem that maybe hasn't been solved and just try to do it. I think the most important thing is try to get real-world application. And the key thing is, data science is much more than just the techniques and the algorithms and the functions. It's really getting an intuitive sense of the data. So I think not only should you try to solve a problem, but try to solve a problem where you have intuition on, right? Like if you have a background in, ads, solve an ad problem. You have a background in search, solve a search problem. Because a lot of it has to do with, looking at data and trying to see the non-obvious features you can extract from that data and try to combine those features in various ways to solve the problem. So without that intuition, you can't actually do it. So yeah, solve problems and go with your intuition and within a domain that you have expertise in.